Okay, so now we're going to practice in our sketchbooks the final paper. Here's one example of putting a vanishing point on the horizon line. This one is a beach scene. So I drew my square for my house and the triangle. Then I put 3 points, one here, one here, one here. So they all went back to the horizon line, which is right here, the vanishing point, which was right here. And in this one, which is a different painting, I put the vanishing point right here on the horizon line, and the road went back to it. Although you could still do like wide and make it curvy, like a water, like a river, and make it come back. And then there was a rectangle for the house and a triangle, and then I put the 3 points, 1, 2, 3. So from this point to the vanishing point was the top of the roof. From the top of the wall to the vanishing point went this way, and from the bottom of the house to the vanishing point went that way. And same thing with my house on the other side. The top of I put points 1, 2, 3. So the bottom of the wall went to the vanishing point, the top of the wall went to the vanishing point, and the top of the roof went to the vanishing point. And even the trees, the trunks, they all went to the the bottom of the trunks went to the vanishing point, and the tops of the trees go to the vanishing point. Most of the tops of the trunks go to the vanishing point. Okay, so that's 1 point perspective in the paintings. So we're going to practice one in our sketchbook, or if you have another piece of paper. So I'm going to put the horizon line up a little bit higher and draw it lightly, and then put the vanishing point in the middle. I think I have it on the ocean, I have it to the side, but for my house, maybe I'll put it a little bit to the left. And then if I make a house here, I'm going to start with a rectangle. And then put a triangle on top. Try to get the top of the roof in the middle of this line right here, so it stays symmetrical. And then put my 3 points, one at the top of the roof, because the house is on the right side, so I'll put them on the left side, so I'll put all of the dots on the left side too. And then connect with my ruler, touch this dot and touch the bottom of the house dot, and connect it real lightly. Then the top of the wall dot with the vanishing point, and the top of the roof dot with the vanishing point. Make it so the dots you can see right above the ruler. And that's a really long house, right? Can you see it? Very long. So now I got to decide how far back I want it to go. So I hold my ruler so it's a diagonal line like the roof, and slide it back, try to keep it the same parallel like railroad tracks. So this line is going to be parallel to this line. So that's the roof. And then this vertical line, keep my ruler vertical, and touch the roof right here, and touch that one. You don't want this line to go that way. You want it to be vertical, so it's perpendicular to the paper. Perpendicular is like an L. Okay? I don't know if you've learned those words yet in math. This is very mathematical. Now I can erase my orthogonal lines And my house is ready, it's all ready for 1-point perspective. Okay, so if I want to make my porch, let's see, how did I do my porch? I'm going to make the porch lines go right, continue this way, and this one continue that way. And the top of the roof porch line come out more, and this one come out more. And my porch roof, if you put a porch on, this line right here for the bottom of the triangle will be parallel with the porch roof. Okay, then I can erase that side of the house because the porch would be overlapping it. And now I can put some columns here for where the it holds up the porch roof. Okay, and then inside here you can see the door, but the roof is covering part of it. And if I want it to be wood, I could put some wood slats that are parallel with this line. I could put a plant in here, make a pot, a cylinder, and put an oval on the top so it looks like a pot with a little plant or a tree right here. Then erase the lines that are inside of it. You can put all your details on later. So now let's say I want to put a river next to my house or a road. I can make the line start at the vanishing point, and if I want to make it a river, then I just slowly make my river come out to here. But when it's way back here, it's going to be really close together. But as it comes out, it's going to get a little further away, still kind of following the line until it comes out to here. Now it's far away in the back and close up in the front. And if I put trees next to it, then I put a little trunk. I line up the vanishing point and put a little line right here. You can make a really light line. So the bottom of the trunk let's make it a little smaller. A little tree right on the line, maybe with 3 branches, and a little come out this way. Then it gets a little bit bigger, a little bit wider for the trunk. And the tops of the trees. Now it's getting a little bit bigger and taller. It. And this one could be like right off the page, or I could just not have anything right there. So my background looks pretty plain. So what could be in the background? I can put mountains or lots of things in the sky. I could put more trees back here, but way back here they would be pretty small. And you don't have to, you can do any kind of building that you want. If you wanted to do an airport, or you want to do any kind of building. It doesn't have to be a house. You can put any scene in here that you want, as long as you have a vanishing point and the building goes back to the vanishing point. So the tops of the trees, this one should be a little bit bigger. Should go back to the vanishing point, and the bottom of the trees should go back to the vanishing point. But the ones along the horizon line, they don't have to. If I put a tree here, then the top goes back and the bottom goes back. Okay, let's say I have a mountain right here, a big long mountain, and another one over here, and one behind it. So there's 6 perspective techniques. One is that the lines go back to the vanishing point. They start out wide and they get closer and closer together as they go to the vanishing point. So lines getting closer together is one. Another perspective technique is placement, like where things are in relation to the vanishing point and where are they. Size is another one, bigger things down here in the foreground and smaller things in the background. Like my trees right here would be smaller in the background, or in my beach scene, house is bigger in the foreground, smaller in the background. So lines, size, another one is placement, and then detail. More details are going to be in the foreground and less details are going to be in the background. So closer things to you are going to be more detailed, and farther things away will have less detail. Another one is color. So things that are closer to you are going to have brighter colors, and things that are further away are going to have lighter, duller colors. Like, so back here I have a kind of a brownish, reddish, really watered down color because it's further away. But up here I have really bright colors that are going to be close to you. And the last one is, let's see, line, placement, size, detail, color, overlapping is the last one. So some things are going to be overlapping other things. Like my house is overlapping the ground. My tree is overlapping the sky. And this one, the plant is overlapping the house. So the more of the mountains are overlapping each other. So if you, when you use those 6 perspective techniques, I'll write them down in the slides, you're going to create a lot of depth in your picture. That's how artists make something look like it goes back. It gets further away. It's not just flat, okay? So try in your sketchbook a couple of different perspective scenes. Like I had the beach scene and I have the house scene. But you could do anything you want to. If you wanted to do a Star Wars spaceship that goes back to a point, a vanishing point, or if you want to do apartment buildings that go back to a vanishing point, or cities, or if you want to do, what else could you do? Any kind of buildings or things that go back to a vanishing point. Okay. Enjoy!